Speed chart presentation of PositiveID Corp. PositiveID is a bulletin board listed company trading our ticker PSID. See right off, the stock closed up on Monday, up about 1.5%. See the share price made a new 52-week low, pulled up before the close to close just over top of 3 cents. I believe that was actually 0.0311. People call this candle different things. So some people call it a spinning top, other people call it just a doji. But the point being, because it made the new low and pulled up into the close, that one candle could be referred to as a reversal candle, and as such it needs to stay on radar because this chart's holding above a 3-cent support level, and the looks of that candle gives this chart the potential of a reversal. Take a look at the indicators, seeing if they're giving us any hints. You can see over the course of 9 months, MACD is continually making higher lows. That's a positive divergence as the price per share is trending down, the MACD is trending up. Histogram bars right now trending right at the 0 mark. That says a bullish cross is happening as the 12 EMA is passing through the 26. In the short term, that's a bullish indication. In the long term, what I look for is for this MACD to work its way towards 0 and break through that 0 mark. If that happens, it strengthens the idea of an overall reversal in trend, and I'd be looking for continued upward pressure at that point. It's a little bit of an offset PPO ADX pinch. More important to me, PPO is making higher lows. Histogram trending back towards 0. Again, looking for a bullish cross. ADX is down very low, registering at 11.15. That tells me there's not much strength to a direction. So now I'd be paying attention for the ADX start to make its way upward, and this positive DI, the green line, to make its break upward, again to reflect a little bit of bullish pressure in the chart. Money flow index down into oversold territory. Accumulation distribution still in a downtrend. Taking money flow, which is based on the accumulation distribution, gives a little bit of a different look because it does say by being in the red that selling pressure has been outweighing buying pressure over the last 20 periods, but by making higher lows through here, it shows that the selling pressure is subsiding a little bit. CCI, I consider that at a critical point, right there at negative 100, because bottom feeders that use the CCI will look for a bounce off of that negative 100 point, because again, always looking for higher lows to be made, looking for positive divergences that go against the price per share trending down. Full still, also gauge momentum, clearly with stock price coming down, it's also in oversold territory. Nice position once again to look for a bounce. I do like the look of the tricks. It's a lagging indicator, and oftentimes you won't see any sort of positive divergence going on with the tricks, but this is giving hints that the 15 may try and curl and break back up through the 9, and while early on, that's still a nice look to that trend indicator. RSI is also a gauge momentum, much like the STO, trending on the lower half of the indicator, showing the chart hasn't mustered a whole lot of sustained momentum, but interesting to note they are holding above 30, which signals that there has been some buying pressure regularly coming in to keep this chart from going into oversold territory. Most importantly, bottom plays do come down to the candles. And while there is a new support at yesterday's low, I'd look more importantly to the 3-cent mark. I don't want to see a closing price below that 3-cent level. I'd be much more encouraged to see a reversal in this chart if the closing prices continue to hold above 3, and certainly if I can see volume increase. 575,000 shares traded yesterday. That's not terrible liquidity in this stock. But if I could see an increase in volume and a candle, something along those lines to hold that support, show some upward pressure, certainly take out the little bit of resistance that's sitting right here on 3.5. A 3-day pattern like that would be taken on the look of a Morningstar doji, which is a pretty strong reversal pattern. Coming from these levels, percent gains can come pretty rapidly. Even for this stock to make to its first real level of resistance at 4 cents, that's still about a 30% move to that level. And then beyond that, I don't see resistance getting strong again until up here around 5.5 cents. Now if something like that happens, the chart is indeed taking on a very different look. Price per share would be back over top of the 50-day moving average. Resistance points would have been broken. And even if the price couldn't pop through 5.5 and wanted to pull back, I just look for a new higher low to be established. The chart start to put together a true uptrend off the bottom, because at that point, key indicators like the MACD will be showing a strong trend. Any sort of large movement like that, the RSI would be in a position showing strong momentum in the play, and that would all indicate the stock has found a true bottom at those price points, and the chart would need a little bit of a reevaluation to look and see where it could possibly go from there. Heading into Tuesday's open though, chart has a look of a classic bottom, and I'd be looking for the basics of the 3-cent support level to hold, and the first real level of resistance to come in around 4 cents. Because if it can take out 4, there's a pretty good chance it's going to go up here and challenge this 5.5 cent mark. It's shown in the past it can move pretty fast over the course of a few days, here going from 4 cents, doubling up to 8, even through here, when it's sitting on a 4-cent support level, moves up to 5.5. It's a nice looking chart with the close, and one I think it's worth keeping on radar to see how it performs from here forward. As always, merely my interpretation of the PSID chart. Thank you for watching, and trade smart.